Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Cop Council. How are we all? Hopefully, all of you on a fantastic Tuesday, wherever you are around the world. I did have to think about that, like I do pretty much every single day anyway. But how are we? Hopefully, everyone's good. Hopefully, everyone's well. And yeah, it is another match preview show, of course. They are slowing up for the time being, of course, because this is Liverpool's last game now for a week before we do play PSG in the Champions League. Obviously, with no game on the weekend for the Reds, of course, with us being out in the FA Cup. So you fully expect Arne Slot to go full force against Newcastle and, hopefully, potentially, extend the gap at the top of the Premier League. Can the Reds extend the gap past 11 points? We'll have to wait and see, of course, anyway. But let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments down below, of course. Let me know how all of you are. And yeah, of course, do let me know your guys' thoughts in the comment section down below, of course, on Liverpool and Newcastle. Because look, of course, Liverpool-Newcastle, it is a very, very entertaining game, isn't it? As per usual. But of course, we're going to be talking everything about the game. Going to be talking everything surrounding, of course, Liverpool and Newcastle. But we are, of course, as well, going to be discussing, to begin with, Drell Hatto. We will get on to him in a minute. Obviously, the breaking news that's just come out surrounding, of course, him and Liverpool. We will get on to that. We'll speak about Newcastle, of course. Obviously, Alexander Isak at the minute, obviously tearing up in the league as things stand. But yes, we are going to talk mainly, of course, about Liverpool-Newcastle, but we will start the episode talking about, of course, Drell Hatto as well. But is it evening all? Anything worth reporting? Of course, we'll talk about that in a moment. Hero as well, but big up, hopefully doing well as well. But yeah, let's talk about it then. Drell Hatto, reported interest confirmed from Fabrizio Romano, as you guys can hopefully see on screen right now. As you can see there, obviously from the Anfield sector, say that breaking Liverpool are monitoring Drell Hatto. They are already planning with their scouting department for at least 2 or 3 more missions in the Netherlands to follow Hatto. Of course, this is the player that we've all been suggesting, I think, from now, for the last couple of weeks. Of course, obviously, Drell Hatto, obviously left back, can play centre back as well. Obviously, Dutch international as well. So that is another good thing, really. But let me know your guys' thoughts down below, because look, I think Liverpool should 100% go in for Drell Hatto. I think, looking at the price, it seems to be around anywhere from 30 million euros to 40 million euros. I think, look, that can definitely be a good price, especially for a player who has a very high potential. Look, Hatto, obviously coming through the Ajax Academy, seems to be one of these players that a lot of Dutch reporters and obviously Dutch in the knows seem to think that he will be the next best defender, which again is great. If Liverpool can get that type of player in the door as well. But I think for what Arne Slot wants and what he wants from a fullback potentially, again, Hatto makes complete sense. Somebody who can overlap, can underlap, of course, can come into the middle, kind of be that third centre back really, which would allow then the right back to overlap or do what again could even invert, for example, and you'd be covered then in that space as well. But no, looking in general, I think it would be a really, really good deal for Liverpool. And when we talk about left backs, obviously that is the aim for Liverpool of course in this window coming up. Obviously centre backs and left back, if we could get 2 for 1, that would be very good. But I do also think keeping somebody like for example like an Andy Robertson, for example, that would be also very good on Liverpool's part in getting that over the line as well, where you've got that similar player that we have now, somebody who can realistically go up and down the wings, but you've also got then that player that can be more of what Arne Slot likes in that sense, and inverting, becoming that third centre back in the build up of play as well. And again, 18 years of age, was born in 2006. Wow, that makes you feel old, doesn't it? But yeah, 7th of March 2006, 18 years of old. Of course, he will be 19 in a couple of days' time as well. So look, I think it'll be an absolute steal. Looking at it now, 20 games in the Eredivisie, 2 goals, 6 assists for Hato. And yeah, I think Liverpool should 100% do this deal, because look, I think for the way Arne Slot wants to play, and where where Arne Slot, I think, will want to develop this Liverpool team into his team, realistically, into the style that he would like. I think Hato would be an amazing first step in building, the Arne Slot team, really, for the Liverpool for the future. And again, 18-year-old with a bunch of talent, I think that would make 100% sense for Liverpool to go and do the deal. Of course, you're going to have a Real Madrid in there, you're going to have other top teams in there, but of course, if Liverpool, get in there early enough, get the groundwork going, of course, obviously you have already a Cody Gakpo there, you have especially a Virgil van Dijk there as well. I think Virgil van Dijk could definitely be a key to bringing Hato to Liverpool as well. But let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments. Of course, we'll be doing more videos around Hato and other bits and pieces as well. But for me, I think it's a very, very good and optimistic signing for Jarell Hato, and I think it's one that Liverpool should 100% do as well. But again, let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments down below, of course. But big up John as well, saying hi Con, thoughts on Sobo form? He's been excellent lately. Yeah, 100% he has been. As well, the short clip of me and Ricky, go on the channel. Again, a lot of people in the comments suggesting having their thoughts that, yeah, so Szoboszlai has been amazing for Liverpool, and he has been, and I think now we're starting to see the best out of him and seeing how, Arne Slot's used him in terms of being that workhorse for Liverpool. I think he's been excellent. Ever since he come back from being ill, back what it would probably be now, 2 months ago. Like, again, Dom Szoboszlai has been tremendous for Liverpool, 100% has been. 18 years old, yes, he is a hero. John says Hato would be an excellent signing for us, in my opinion. Yeah, 100% agree. John, Hato would be an amazing signing for us, young and full of potential. Yeah, 100% agree. I think, you look at him, Kirkes, they are different in the style. They are different in terms of, the way Liverpool would play, and the build up realistically. Because I think Kirkes is definitely more of an Andy Robertson type. I think Hato is kind of like that hybrid of like Gvardiol, of like, again, Gvardiol can of course play centre back, obviously prefers to play full back as well. I think that's the way maybe Liverpool are going to go down, really. I think obviously if Arne Slot was Liverpool manager back 2 years ago, when City did go and get Gvardiol, I think Liverpool definitely would have been in that race. Of course, we was in the race in some sense, but I think especially with maybe potentially with Arne Slot involved, I think we would have definitely gone in as well. But Jarell Hato is 100% a brilliant talent. But you got him, Dean Heisen as well, also was linked, wasn't he? And of course, when we talk about fullbacks, Kirkes as well has also been linked. So again, Liverpool are looking as well, which is great to hear. But I think again we will know soon enough what Liverpool's plans are doing, and I do think as well, I think Jarell Hato would be an amazing signing for Liverpool anyway. But big up Manuel as well, hope you're doing well, mate, saying hit the like button and chat, please, then thank you as well. Yeah, if you could do, very much appreciated. One thing I will say as well, tomorrow we will have opposition previews. That will be tomorrow morning. They are both out, of course, Newcastle supporters on the channel, so again, make sure you go and check out the video as well, very much appreciated, as always anyway. But again, we will have that up tomorrow. It should be tomorrow morning, it should be up anyway, but make sure you keep the notification bell on. It'll be between, I think, 11 and 1 we might have it up on as well, so make sure you are tuning in for that anyway. But need younger players as well. 18-year-old is pretty decent, isn't it? We don't want the same mistake Pep has done this season. True, 100%. Rather do a stream than watch Chelsea, a fake fan as well, says Mick. That's it. Oh, is this George? Are we on about Luke? So you'll have to let me know in the comments. But no, like I think Jarell Hato. You want about me? Jesus Christ! I don't watch that crap when they're struggling to beat Southampton. That's funny in itself. But no, look, I do think Hato would be a really good deal. And just judging from what Romano has said and what has come out, again, obviously, like I said, in terms of Kirkes, his name has been thrown out again tonight. Obviously, people going through Hato's Instagram now and finding, obviously, he puts images. That's the wrong saying. He's put obviously caption to obviously Virgil van Dijk's images on Instagram, of course. Which again, he is a huge fan of Virgil van Dijk. But again, Fabrizio Romano saying Liverpool will sign a centre back in the summer. Obviously, banging on about Trent again. In terms of again that he's he said, but yeah, Real Madrid keep Trent on top of their list and are not changing their minds, which again I think that pretty much means that Real Madrid think that he's going to join anyway. But yeah, Dean Heisen being mentioned as well. Obviously there's a full list anyway. Of course we'll do a video on it as well, but unfortunately Jesus Christ, he's there. Phase 1 Maresca. Is it really Phase 1 Maresca? I'm pretty sure it's Phase 3 by now, to be fair anyway, especially if you don't get Champions League football and chippy chips anyway. But obviously, going back then, of course, onto Liverpool, Newcastle, it is a huge game, and it is a huge game because, look, Liverpool have the chance and have the opportunity to potentially go 14 points clear. If obviously Arsenal, they've got Nottingham Forest on Wednesday, as well. Which, look, I think it will be a tough game for Arsenal. Obviously, they didn't beat West Ham. Of course, they'll want to bounce back off of that. But even, obviously watch the Newcastle game on the weekend before the Liverpool game against Manchester City, and Forest, I felt, were unlucky not to get anything against Newcastle, certainly towards the end of the game because Newcastle didn't really defend greatly. But I do think, especially when you look at certain aspects of it, where I think overall, Forest can get, for what is Arsenal's kryptonite, again, that is Nottingham Forest, a low block, a mid block team that again will hit you on the counter attack. That is Arsenal's kryptonite, really. So again, I don't think Arsenal will win tomorrow. I think that their best result could be a draw. So Liverpool against Newcastle as well, if we were to win that game, it's a huge opportunity in terms of, again, we all think, I think now Liverpool will go on and win the Premier League title. But again, if Liverpool extend the gap to 13, 14 points, that would be really good going on Liverpool's end as well, especially the fact that then Liverpool don't play a league game until March. Obviously we play we end up playing Southampton in the league only in March. Of course, we've got Carabao Cup final and obviously Champions League games in March as well. So when you actually look at it in that state of mind, of course, for me, I think Liverpool need to get at Newcastle tomorrow. Even though I do think Newcastle are a very good team, and one guy in particular who, of course, has been in tremendous form is Alexander Isak. And I've got to put there, Isak best striker, because for me, I think he is this season. I think he has been the best striker in the Premier League for sure. Again, he's not in the best player category necessarily, because that is, obviously Mohamed Salah's. But, again, in terms of striker and in terms of what they've done this season, of course, Alexander Isak is up there for me. Obviously, Erling Haaland, we were to go overall, probably Haaland is probably the best striker in the Premier League. But based on this season and based on how they've been, for me, I think Alexander Isak has been better than Erling Haaland this season. I think, again, I just finished a video speaking to a Newcastle supporter, and for me, we were talking about it, and he said he doesn't think, minimally, just to get a conversation going with Alexander Isak, it's going to cost 150 million. And then I think Newcastle have every right to demand, especially where they are in the league. Again, Champions League is a big thing for them. If they can get to the Champions League, of course, they only need, of course, fifth place, which, again, when you look at it this season, I think Newcastle could get fifth, depending on other teams. Obviously, I know Chelsea are winning right now. And of course, I know other people will, again, be in that conversation. But even looking at the league table now, obviously I know Newcastle are 6th, but I don't know. For me, I do think they'll finish above Chelsea. But in also saying that, if they don't get Champions League football, I think that would be a big thing for Alexander Isak in terms of leaving them. And I do believe that. I think there is something there where if Newcastle don't get Champions League, I expect him to leave Newcastle. If they get Champions League, I don't think he'll leave. I think he'll be content with, for example, if they were to win the League Cup, which again I don't think they will do because I think we'll beat them. But if they were to go and win that and then go on and get Champions League football, then you kind of got that mentality of, oh, okay, we're winning things and we're qualifying for the Champions League, and then it would be, what was it, 2 seasons out of 3 that they've gone on to compete for the Champions League as well. So I think for sure, Isak is the best striker in the league, and of course for Newcastle, they will be doing everything in the summer to keep hold of him. Because again, you'll have Arsenal. I think we'll go all in for him. I think we'll go all in for him for sure. But I think as of things right now, I think for me, I could easily see Newcastle going on and asking 150, 200 million. Obviously, if they're in the Champions League, it's going to probably be more than that anyway. But again, obviously, speaking to a few Newcastle fans, again, the general consensus is if they don't get Champions League, I think they even think he'll leave. If they get Champions League, there's no hope there really. And of course, I'd love him to join Liverpool as well, but of course, I think Arsenal fans will go into meltdown as well, depending on who they go for. Because I also think, obviously, having Matthias Cunha available as well, or in some sense available, I don't know why, but I feel like if you're going to go after Matthias Cunha, you kind of are like not admitting defeat with Isak particularly, but I do think you are kind of like going, oh well, Liverpool could go for Isak, and then you could go after Cunha. Of course, they're two very great players and different players, but I don't know. I think if you want top class, even world class, I think Isak. Again, Liverpool's up like forward line again now would be sorted. Obviously, the main problem for him is injuries, of course, and if he can, cut that out again, he'll be a perfect signing for Liverpool. Anyway, but I mean that with respect, of course, because look, Newcastle will want, heaven and earth, of course, for him, and they deserve that, to be fair. But Emmanuel's got a prediction for tomorrow. Tomorrow's game: Liverpool 3, Newcastle 1. Their goal will be scored by Isak, Liverpool's number 9 or future number 9. Come in the summer. Cancel your thoughts on Isak, I think I've just mentioned Alexander Isak. Come to Liverpool. Big up Ozan as well. Hope you're doing well, mate. As well as saying my guy Con. Big up as well. Hope you're doing well. Max says Isak, I think, is for 4th on Golden Boot. I will double check that this season. I know he's got 24 goal involvements this season. Because again, Mo Salah's nearly a double, isn't he? That or near enough that anyway. Let's have a look. Golden Boot. Yeah, he's currently 3rd in the list. To be fair, when you actually look at it, obviously Mo Salah's running away with it with 25 goals, but Haaland's on 19, Isak's on 19, Chris Wood's on 18 as well. Brian Mbeumo as well, to be fair, is on 15. And Ozan, I've just seen your comment. I don't even want to read that out. I don't want that type of game tomorrow for sure. Bloody hell. But yeah, to be fair, Chris Wood, again, looking at 18 league goals this season. Yeah, Cole Palmer 14 this year. Obviously Matthias Cunha on 13. I think that's really impressive. To be fair, I've just got a pain in my back. But yeah, when you actually look at it, even Luis Diaz, is on 9 league goals this season. When you actually consider that, again, I don't know, obviously know there's obviously miles of people ahead of him, but I didn't think he was on 9 league goals this season. He's on the same amount as Kai Havertz and Nicholas Jackson this season, which look, he should probably we should be doing a lot better and a lot more with that anyway. But John says, hi Con, thoughts on Elliot? Do you think Arna's lost faith in him after the FA Cup loss? Yes, I do. I think there is something there with Harvey where, like, you look at last season and look at the impact Harvey Elliott had for Liverpool, even coming off the bench. I thought Harvey was great, and he added something to, to the Liverpool team when he came on, and that pretty much ended up being. The great thing about Harvey Elliott and having him on the bench, where Liverpool would have maybe at times Diogo Jota, Harvey Elliott, but this season it's kind of not worked out the same. He's kind of not being used in the same way either. Similar to how like Dom Szoboszlai, for example, how he's being used in that 10. Harvey's not really being used in that position. He's kind of being replaced for Mo Salah. He's either playing on the right or the one or maybe two times we've seen him in the midfield coming off the bench. He's made good impact off that. But of course, the starting games, the game against Plymouth didn't have a great performance. Even against PSV away from home, didn't really. Again, he scored a goal, but had a really like meh performance. But also saying that, I still think Harvey Elliott can, he can add to this Liverpool squad. 100% he can. But again, by the looks of it, Arne Slot doesn't. Is the word rate? Do you want to use that in that sense? I think Arne Slot has an opinion of Harvey Elliott. I don't think it's the same as Jurgen Klopp's. Unfortunately, for Harvey. But look, we'll have to wait and see as well. But Mags FC, hope you're doing well, mate. Saying hi. Isak still has 3.5 years left on his contract. Yeah, of course he'll have 3 years in the summer, which of course Newcastle can easily ask for 150 for sure. But they can demand a big payout for sure. Yeah, 100%, Mark. I believe tomorrow night will be high scoring. Classic 5-4. No. Absolutely not. Anyway, but yeah, Ozan with the crazy predictions as per usual. But Palace beating Villa 4-1. How do we not beat Villa? Villa are a good team though. Like we should have beat them. We didn't. We didn't optimize our performance, did we? We were better than them in the first half. We didn't really capitalize on them, and yeah, we paid the price on that. But look, not complaining. We're 11 points clear. We could have been 14. We could have been 16 points clear by now. Like you take it into consideration. Like you look at the reverse game with Newcastle. We should have won that game. Kelleher makes the mistake towards the end. Obviously, Newcastle get back into it. That's 2 points dropped. The Everton game, that's another 2 points dropped. So that's 4 points. Where else are we at? There's probably like another game that I'm trying to think of. So that's that's 6 points. If you imagine Liverpool, build up on that. Like again, like we could be 16, 18 points ahead. It could even be 20 points ahead. Really, and some Arsenal fans still think, they deserve to win the title, which I think is laughable. Really. But Mark says, I don't know, Manuel says, Mark, Alexander Isak is this for this Liverpool team. Yeah, absolutely. Mag says, I'm all right, mate. I'm very good. Thank you, mate. Hopefully you're doing well, but would be amazing. Says Mark, I doubt we keep a clean sheet, Con, but I believe we will take all 3 points. Yeah, like I say, we'll talk about start 11s in a minute, but yeah, for sure, I think Liverpool will win tomorrow. And thinking obviously with the start 11s, of course, obviously the news as well from the press conference, of course. Conor Bradley, like I say, he's going to be out for a few more weeks with, of course, that injury that he did sustain against Aston Villa, which is a shame. It is a true shame. I do think, though, again, I wouldn't be too surprised if we saw Konza, right back a little bit, maybe obviously resting Trent. But again, I wouldn't even be too surprised if we saw Endo at right back. He did it. He's played there for Stuttgart a couple of times as well. I think he played there maybe once or twice for Liverpool last season. I remember Stefan Bajcetic playing for Liverpool at right back. I think for 45 minutes in the Europa League game, and then he got injured for 3 months, which is not great. But yeah, Wataru Endo can definitely play right back for Liverpool, of course, and obviously Alexis McAllister is also fine after his black eye against Man City, which if you've seen it, it was pretty bad black eye, to be fair. But for me, this is my start 11 prediction for tomorrow. This is what I would go for. It's pretty much unchanged, to be fair, to what I predicted last time. But yeah, I'm going to go Alisson in goal. I'll go Trent, Kanate, Van Dijk, and Robbo. Midfields of Gravenberch, McAllister, Dom Szoboszlai, and then the front three of Mo Salah, Diogo Jota, and Cody Gakpo. I think Gakas will come back in. I think Jota will come in as well. Obviously, Curtis Jones going out, Luis Diaz going out as well in that in that mindset, of course. I think Gakpo, obviously, him coming back to the team is huge. Obviously, we didn't have to use him against Manchester City so much, of course. Obviously, he did come on for the last, 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes. But I think Cody Gakpo, for me, again, could be crucial in this game because, again, you got to go at Newcastle. Newcastle will do the same with us. Of course, they'll try and target, obviously, Trent Alexander-Arnold with Anthony Gordon, obviously Alexander Isak against Virgil and Kanate as well. But Liverpool, again, especially in that second half, away to at St James's Park, we got at Newcastle, and I feel like that's how you win the game. I think Gakpo on the left, Mo on the right. I think you get at them, and of course Diogo Jota as well. Can also do that, and I think I would start Jota over everybody else anyway, to be fair. But look, for me, it'll be a tough game tomorrow. 100% it would do. But yeah, 100% for sure. But look, I think for me at least, I've gone 3-1 Liverpool for score predictions. Of course, get your score predictions in. I've gone 3-1 Liverpool. I just think there's no stopping Mo Salah at the minute. Personally, I know obviously Newcastle's fullbacks, again, very talented, in terms of Hall and obviously Livramento, of course, but I think Newcastle can be got at, certainly their centre-backs. Like I said, watching that Forest game with Newcastle, Forest should have scored, more in that second half. And they had chances, let's be honest, they did have chances to do that. And I think Liverpool, if they have then type of chances, I think will go on to score 3 or 4 potentially as well. But I think, look, it will be a tough game tomorrow. And even, obviously the games, more recently, obviously we drew 3-3 away from home. We beat them last season 4-2 as well. I think that was the last game, wasn't it, before Mo went off to AFCON last season as well. So, look, I think Mo will score tomorrow. I think he will score 2. And I think it will be Cody Gakpo with the other goal as well. But at the moment, Mo Salah could literally, just score an assist at the minute because that is what he's doing at the present moment in time anyway. But Marxists just don't want us resting on a 1-0 lead. What's that for, Mark? Let me know. But Ozan says, can Conor Bradley be considered as injury prone these days? Conor, he seems to pick up a little injuries here and there. No, I think again with muscle injuries, it's a very mixture of things, isn't it? Conor Bradley could go a while now without picking up an injury, but look, I do think for me, you have to be careful with these types of things, and I think sometimes, even Ibu spoke about it, where we rushed him back, and we have done that a bit this season, where we've rushed players back too quickly, really. But yeah, maybe not, because again, he's still young. As Mark said, but they're not really still young enough to shrug it off. Yeah, 100%. As well, but Mags has gone for a 2-2. Obviously, Newcastle supporter as well. Just like I said, I just spoke to a Newcastle fan. Now he went with an optimistic 3-1 Liverpool, but also hoping that get a draw away as well. So we'll of course speak about that obviously tomorrow's episode anyway, or obviously tomorrow morning's show anyway. But meanwhile, on the bench, Jota and Gakpo too, as well. I think obviously Manuel's talking about Liverpool's future forward line. Mark says, I do want us to step up and just batter them. We kind of sat back on City, yeah, and it worked, to be fair. It did work, didn't it? But yeah, I hope I hope that we do get at them tomorrow, of course. Anyway, but back to Newcastle, I'm all up for it. Make teams fear us like they should. Yeah, but this is the thing now. Like Liverpool, Virgil van Dijk spoke about it. I think even Arne Slot spoke about it today about how we need to use Anfield. We've got 7 games now at home, or 7-8 games at home. We need to use that, and again, if Liverpool win all their home games now, from now until the end of the season, we go on and win the Premier League. That as simple as that now as well. But look, it will be a tough game tomorrow. 100% it will be. It won't be easy. And look, we have to be at them tomorrow anyway. But Tom, how are we, Tom? Hope you're doing well, mate. Says 2-2 draw. Con, hope I'm wrong. But I've been watching these a lot, and Eddie has them working well. Yeah, 100%. They are a well-oiled machine. That midfield, I think the midfield battle tomorrow. This is why I think again we most likely do end up keeping the same midfield, because their midfield is probably one of the best in the Prem. You look at obviously Tonali, Bruno Guimaraes, obviously Joe Linton. Looks like Joe Linton's not going to be available tomorrow. But again, just Tonali, Bruno Guimaraes. You got Lewis Miley as well. A lot of Newcastle supporters, praising his midfield. And obviously, if Max is still in the chat, of course, let us know your thoughts on the midfield, because from the outside looking in, they have a very, very good midfield as well, which I think is the base for their team, really. With, of course, if you've got a good spine in a team, you are set, for top 4, even to challenge for the title. But Newcastle at the moment, I don't think they have the goalkeeper. I think Nick Pope, I think they could improve on Nick Pope, really. Centre backs, I think they could improve on. But then they've got the midfield and they've got the striker at the moment. But of course, can they complete the goalkeeper and the centre back before the midfield and the striker leave? And that's really the question, to be fair. But yeah, 100%. That Newcastle are a very good team. Mark's gone 3-1 Liverpool. Would love a clean sheet, but any points will do. Yeah, that's true. Cal's gone with a 2-1 for Liverpool. Ozan said we need to take advantage of our corners. We get a lot of corners every game. Yeah, and terrible off of them. Ozan, I think Liverpool this season have only scored 1. Is it? To be fair, is it one corner, 2 corners? I will double check this now. Hang on. I know the number is low. It is very low. To be fair, but let me double check this, because it is quite low for Liverpool's statistics anyway. Yeah, I think it's 1 corner we scored off this season. So, yeah, it isn't the best, is it? Like and subscribe, people. Come on as well. Yeah, if you could, obviously hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, all of that good stuff as well. City beat these 4-0. They're not that good. They are good, Kel. Don't take them with any miscouragement anyway. But EH said John 7. Oh, Eddie Howe said Joe Linton sounds close to returning. Don't think he'll start though as well. Yeah, so he should be involved then tomorrow, in some capacity anyway. But Tom says midfield will decide it. Con loved Salah's work rate tracking back on Sunday. Can play right back, can't he? To be fair, if we need him, Tom, as well. Perhaps Harvey right wing and play Mo at right back. To be fair, all the other way around. But yeah, as Manuel says, Newcastle can bring back Shea Given. Good keeper, to be fair. But yeah, defo would do a job, to be fair. If you're doing prime Shea Given, to be fair, anyway. But look, 3-1 I'm going for. But again, I would take a 1-0 win Anyway, but again, let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments down below. Very intrigued to know your guys' thoughts down below anyway. But again, like I said, let me know everything on what you guys think anyway. But Mark says Arsenal will mess up for us in these last games. Yeah, 100%. Starting tomorrow, I don't think they beat Forest for me anyway. But yeah, as I said, Forest will do a job on Arsenal. Yeah, 100% agree. I don't think they beat them tomorrow anyway. But we'll have to wait and see, won't we, anyway? But I am going to leave it there for tonight, guys. Big thank you for everyone for tuning in to tonight's show. Very much appreciate, as always. I do, again, appreciate all the support on the channel. Of course, if you are, new to the channel, if you want to check out the latest content, of course, obviously check out the shorts. Obviously, we've got clips from Arne Slot's press conferences. I'm starting to do little clips as well, with other bits of news. So again, there will be a clip up tomorrow at some point as well, or maybe even tonight. We may end up doing it now. Obviously, speaking that we've just spoken about, Joel Hatto as well. Get your guys' thoughts on that as well. And of course, tomorrow, opposition preview in the morning. That will be up as well. So any Newcastle supporters in here, Megs, if you're still in here, of course, that will be up tomorrow on the channel as well. So make sure you are new. Make sure you are Make sure you are subscribed to the channel, of course. And look, we will 100% be doing more and more shows, of course, anyway. But if you are new around here, like I said, do hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We are aiming for 2K before the end of the season. Again, it'll be very much appreciated, as always. Of course, we're going to try, of course, and have guests on towards the end of the week as well, because, look, there's no football to talk about on the weekend. We've got, obviously, tomorrow's game and tomorrow's post-match. We'll probably speak a bit about it on Thursday, but then, we've got nothing Friday, nothing Saturday, nothing Sunday. So we're hopefully trying to get a couple of guests on and, just have a debate, or even if there's any news surrounding Liverpool, of course, we will be there anyway. But of course, let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments. But big up Manuel saying, yes, that's fair. 1-0 win is boss. Yeah, absolutely. United and then Chelsea, says Mark. Good night, mate. Hope up the Reds well for tomorrow. Yeah, absolutely. Big up Tom as well, saying smash that like button, people, on the way out. It won't bite you. You never walk alone as well. Yeah, big up as well. Forest to beat Arsenal tomorrow, 100%. Nice rest for the weekend. Drew for the Reds. Again, we'll do the wonders, wasn't it? Won't it, Mark? Sorry, Cal. Yeah, 100%. But yeah, Mark saying as well, nice one. Thanks everyone. Take care. Let's beat the tune as well. Yeah, absolutely. Anyway, but like I said, if you're new around here, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Obviously for the opposition preview in the morning, and then obviously the post match after the game, where hopefully Liverpool will beat Newcastle and hopefully extend the gap at the top of the Premier League. Anyway, but until next time, that's going to be it from me. I've been Connor from the Cop Council. I'll see you guys later on. Ta-ra.